I got.
Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work.
Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I'm Jordan, and today I'm going to check if my mic is on. It is on. Today I'm going to talk about maybe what Bernie should do in tomorrow's debate against Joe Biden. But first, please consider donating to Devon's Journey to Recovery. The GoFundMe link is in the description box. Click the link, read the story, check out the other donations, make a donation yourself. None of the money goes to us. It goes to charity, helps out one of our subscribers and his wife, help them with medical bills. So please, if you want to donate, you want to help out, you can at Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link in the description box. All right. So I'm going to make my assessment of, almost, I don't want to say exactly what Bernie should do, but the videos I'm about to play are going to give you context into what I mean by this. And they're all going to be clips from Democratic debates. I went back and watched some of the 2016 debates between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. I watched all of this one, the PBS, all of the MSNBC one, and like half of the, what was that? That was like a Spanish channel. I forgot the name of it. Fusion. There you go. Half of the Fusion debate. I think that was in Florida. So I've been doing some research. And so right off the bat, what Bernie does here with Hillary Clinton is about 1 million times better what he's done so far, as far as when he's in a debate. Now, granted, he didn't have, 8 other people on the stage with him, right? It can take away. But for me, it's like no fucking excuse, man. Fucking elbow some room around. When the moderator or one of the other people talking starts pivoting in a different direction, you bring it right the fuck back. Right? So everything said should be ready with a counter. But, I think he views these people as friends, so he sort of takes it that way. All right, so first clip up. Hillary did this a lot, and I think Biden might do it as well, which is when they're caught in something, they start talking about Barack Obama as their defense. So I believe they're going to talk about, corporate donations, Wall Street donating to these candidates. And Bernie does something that I've asked him to do in this fucking campaign. But yeah, Hillary's going to pivot to Barack Obama. Or she did pivot to him. Here we go.
So let's not in any way imply here that either President Obama or myself would in any way not take on any vested interest, whether it's Wall Street or drug companies or insurance companies or, frankly, the gun lobby, to stand up to do what's best for the American people.
Well, let's not.
So it's like she just said, Barack Obama. Yeah. We trust him.
Let's not insult the intelligence of the American people. People aren't dumb. Why in God's name does Wall Street make huge campaign contributions? I guess just for the fun of it. They want to throw money around. Why does the pharmaceutical industry make huge campaign contributions? Any connection, maybe, to the fact that our people pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs? Why does the fossil fuel industry spend huge amounts of money on campaign contributions? Any connection to the fact that not one Republican candidate for president thinks and agrees with the scientific community that climate change is real and that we have got to transform our energy system? And when we talk about Wall Street, let's talk about Wall Street. I voted for Dodd-Frank, got an important amendment in it. My view, it doesn't go anywhere near far enough. But when we talk about Wall Street, you have Wall Street and major banks have paid $200 billion in fines since the great crash. No Wall Street executive has been prosecuted.
All right. So we see there, it's like, it starts out good. This is something I've been like asking for or begging for even. Somebody fucking do it. To where it's like, right, Bernie always says, oh, Mayor Pete, you have 45 billionaires donating to your campaign. Joe Biden, you have 60 billionaires donating to your campaign. And he never says, he just says it. He doesn't say like, hey, why is that bad? No, Bernie, seriously, consider the people stupid. Treat them like they're stupid and explain it to them. This is why this is a, you could say, corrupt action. He's not going to use the word corrupt when talking about other Democrats because he fucking sucks. That's why. He sucks. He bent the knee already. But see how he could easily smoke her right here. And what did he do? He tailed off from why it's bad these guys take contributions. Like, why is it bad? He went there with it to begin with. Then he pivoted away and said, yeah, Wall Street guys, they should be in jail. They should be locked up. It's like, wait a minute. If you have these politicians that are supposed to be serving the people, but they're only serving a small conglomerate of people, they're serving these Wall Street CEOs and bankers and all that. Like, isn't that bad too? Isn't that corrupt? Isn't that jail worthy? And, normal modern man's notion of it. Not my notion. I wouldn't say go to jail. You need a redemption process. And jail ain't it. You need something else. But in modern day, moral relativist lingo, it's like, yeah. Like, by those standards, they should be in jail too. They take money, essentially just taking bribes in order to fulfill someone else's fucking policy or vision of the world. Not the people they claim to represent when they put their hand on the fucking Bible and go, I swear to do this. Yeah, that's clip one. So you can see, like, oh, you have the beginnings of it, and he just pivots to how bad the bankers are, or how bad big oil is, or how bad. I don't think he would do that if it was a Republican or Donald Trump standing next to him. I think he'd go right after him. And it's like, why are you playing this partisan bullshit? The game is morality. Where are you at? And if he doesn't take the full step onto the moral game board when he's looking at Joe Biden, it's over for him. Just saying. Unless something else happens. Unless it's like people are telling me like, oh, like coronavirus, right? Emergency happens. Like, oh, fuck, we need Medicare for all now. And they're like, oh, it works. Maybe we should have Bernie Sanders as president. He knows that policy really good. And it's like, fuck. But right now, like, your morality is in question because you allow creepers to do shit. He has to know that these... he started his answer out in a certain way to where it's like, yeah, so you know something bad's happening here. And yet you backed off. Oh, I'm going to love the Obama pivots. When Biden's in trouble, you can't say that about me, Bernie, because then you're saying it about Barack Obama. We'll get to that, by the way. Another problem. Here we go. Here's another clip here. I don't remember what this one is. Oh, let me see. All right, foreign policy. Let's hear Bernie's answer.
Let me just say this. What a president of the United States has got to do, and what is his or her major, I think, responsibility, is to, A, make certain that we keep our people safe, that we work with allies around the world to protect democratic values, that we do all that we can to create a world of peace and prosperity. I voted against the war in Iraq.
Haven't we heard that enough? We've heard that. I don't mind you saying that. Okay, that's a good thing. You consider it a good thing. But what does it mean? What does it mean? Maybe he'll explain here.
Because I listened very carefully to what President Bush and Vice President Cheney had to say, and I didn't believe them. And
neither did Biden, apparently. All of a sudden, neither did Biden. Out of nowhere. It's like, kill him on that.
if you go to my website, berniesanders.com, what you find is not only that I helped lead the opposition to that war, but much of what I feared would happen, what I spoke on the floor of the House, in fact, did happen in terms of the instability that occurred. Now, I think an area, in kind of a vague way, well, not so vague, where Secretary Clinton and I disagree, is the area of regime change. Look, the truth is that a powerful nation like the United States, certainly working with our allies, we can overthrow dictators all over the world. And God only knows Saddam Hussein was a brutal dictator. We could overthrow Assad tomorrow if we wanted to. We got rid of Gaddafi. But the point about foreign policy is not just to know that you can overthrow a terrible dictator. It's to understand what happens the day after. And in Libya, for example, the United States, Secretary Clinton, as Secretary of State, working with some other countries, did get rid of a terrible dictator named Gaddafi. But what happened is a political vacuum developed. ISIS came in and now occupies significant territory in Libya and is now prepared, unless we stop them, to have a terrorist foothold. But this is nothing new. This has gone on 50 or 60 years, where the United States has been involved in overthrowing governments. Mossadegh back in 1953. Nobody knows who Mossadegh was. Democratically elected Prime Minister of Iran. He was overthrown by British and American interest because he threatened oil interests of the British. And as a result of that, the Shah of Iran came in, terrible dictator. As a result of that, you had the Iranian Revolution coming in, and that's where we are today. Unintended consequences. So I believe, as president, I will look very carefully about unintended consequences. I will do everything I can to make certain that the United States and our brave men and women in the military do not get bogged down in perpetual warfare in the Middle East.
Now it's like, okay, you said it was based on U.S. and British interests. He talked about oil. What about that is unintended consequence? They did this to get this. That means they fully intended to do this to get that. Oh, I hope that made sense. So it's like, you're creeping towards the moral game board, but you're not quite stepping on it. What's going on here? Why did you exclude Barack Obama again? Like, why? What is this weird thing about Barack Obama? He can't be touched for some reason. I'm like, figuratively speaking, I'd smack the shit out that fucking dude. Smack the shit out of him. It'd be like a dog, like a cruel owner. A dog fucking craps in the house. They stuff the dog's face in it. Like, smell it. That's what you did. Figuratively speaking, I'd want to do that with Barack Obama. Like, you hold no fucking power here. Who the fuck are you? Fucking stand over. Like, what? Secret Service. He's a flincher. You can tell. He'd flinch. Even psychopaths flinch. And yes, I'm calling him a psychopath. 100%. He's right there with Hillary Clinton. Psycho. Full on. Pete Buttigieg, full on. They should start a super team together. So, there it is. I said I was going to come back to Barack Obama. That's the fucking elephant in the room. Smoke him too, son. When you're debating Biden, if he pivots to Obama, say, yeah, fuck him too. He did this, and this. Now what do you got to say about Obama? Now how are you going to use him as your protection? Obama's already working behind closed doors to make sure you don't win. Everyone on the surface is working to make sure you don't win, as far as like the mainstream and your friends in the U.S. government. They're all working against you. Fucking throw the Hail Mary, as Jimmy Dore said. Throw the fucking Hail Mary. End them all. Fuck. And if you get assassinated, we know what happened. We know why that would happen. And yeah, Jimmy Dore said this too, or it might have been Graham Elwood or Rompicon, one of those guys. They were like, dude, the people have your back, but do you have theirs? Or are you protecting these people, these creepers around you first? So, yeah. Well, let's check out Hillary's response.
Could just respond. Two points. One, Senator Sanders voted in 1998 on what I think is fair to call a regime change resolution with respect to Iraq, calling for the end of Saddam Hussein's regime. He voted in favor of regime change with Libya, voted in favor of the Security Council being an active participant in setting the parameters for what we would do.
Imagine how creepy you must be to when someone points out, like, you did horrible shit. And you're like, yeah, I did it. But they did it too. It's like, whoa. Whoa, she didn't even try to mask that as, like, something noble. Like, we had to protect America. I make the tough decisions to protect America. She just said, yeah, I did that creepy shit. So did you. It's like, fuck. All right. So, now I'll play a little more.
Which, of course, we followed through on. I do not believe...
Followed through on. She's not talking about, like, a baseball swing and shit. She's talking about, like, plowing countries over. Machetes up the ass. Fucking psycho. Super psycho.
A vote in 2002 is a plan to defeat ISIS in 2016. It's very important we focus on to defeat. I do not believe a vote in 2002 is a plan to defeat ISIS in 2016. It's very important we focus on the threats we face today.
Yeah, but that thing led to this. In fact, it didn't even directly lead to this. That led to something in between, 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 that led to ISIS. Right? It's like a continuum of creepy, destructive shit. So it's like, we need to fix the problem by continuing the problem. That's how we'll fix it. So, yeah. And she's not that stupid to not recognize that. Like I said, psychopath, corrupt. And Bernie will not call them corrupt. He had the queen of warmongers in front of him. And he didn't fucking chop her fucking head off. Let her slide. I think he even calls her a friend. Me and Hillary are friends. I think he does.
And that we understand the complicated and dangerous world we're in. When people go to vote in primaries or caucuses, they are voting not only for the president, they are voting for the commander-in-chief. And it's important that people really look hard at what the threats and dangers we face are and who is best prepared for dealing with them. As we all remember, Senator Obama, when he ran against me, was against the war in Iraq. And yet, when he won, he turned to me, trusting my judgment, my experience, to become Secretary of State.
Oh, Barack. But Barack Obama. I'm going to keep saying his name and cheers.
I was very honored to be asked to do that and very honored to serve with him those first 4 years.
Judy, if I can, there is no question, and Secretary Clinton and I are friends, and I have a lot of respect for her, that she has
Does that sound familiar? There's no question that we're friends. It's like, what?
enormous experience in foreign affairs. Secretary of State for 4 years. You got a bit of experience, I would imagine.
A lot of destruction. A lot of bodies on her fucking count. I'm not even talking about the conspiracy ones, just straight up foreign policy stuff. A lot of bodies. And yet she's your friend. And as Jimmy Dore once said, again, I'm bringing up Jimmy Dore. He said, like, oh, Like, your friend will shit on you to the rest of the public, and you just say, we're friends. We're friends. Oh, that's not cool. That's unfair. Instead of like, this guy's did this. She did this. Holy shit.
But judgment matters as well. Judgment matters as well. And she and I looked at the same evidence coming from the Bush administration regarding Iraq.
Okay, and then he pivots back to the Iraq war because he got that vote right in his mind. Like, I got that one right. And finally, our last clip. It's almost like Bernie has you have one face in private and another face out loud, and Hillary exposes it. She exposes the shit out of him. And what does he do? He folds. Check this shit out.
But I want to follow up on something having to do with leadership because, today Senator Sanders said that President Obama failed the presidential leadership test. And this is not the first time that he has criticized President Obama. In the past, he's called him weak. He's called him a disappointment. He wrote a foreword for a book that basically argued voters should have buyer's remorse when it comes to President Obama's leadership and legacy. And I just couldn't disagree more.
Me and Bernie are smiling for two different reasons.
With those kinds of comments. From my perspective, maybe because I understand what President Obama inherited, not only the worst financial crisis, but the antipathy of the Republicans in Congress. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for being a president who got us out of that ditch, put us on firm ground, and has sent us into the future. And it is the kind of criticism that we've heard from Senator Sanders about our president, I expect from Republicans. I do not expect from someone running for the Democratic nomination to succeed President Obama.
You see the fake swagger. There's nothing, an empty shell, just doing mannerisms and shit. It's like, I saw this on TV. Just the absurdity to talk about Barack Obama that way. Fuck Obama. We need George Carlin back and Bill Hicks back. They'd fucking wreck these motherfuckers. All right, so Bernie's response to that, like, oh, you called him weak? You said voters should have buyer's remorse? Like, fuck. That's the shit. I think there's a lot of people that you would consider in your camp, a lot of people that are your voters, Bernie, probably feel the same way, which is why they look at you as a revolution and looked at him as, same old. Maybe he was a little better. That might be the most you get from the quote-unquote progressive movement. Is maybe he's a little better than Bush, I guess. They look at you, Bernie, and they say, revolution, we're going to change shit. And this will be Bernie Sanders. If he had, like, let's say he had his surrogates saying that stuff about Barack Obama today, this would be Bernie's response to it, I think.
Madam Secretary, that is a low blow. I have worked with President Obama for the last 7 years. When President Obama came into office, we were losing 800,000 jobs a month. 800,000 jobs a month. We had a $1.4 trillion deficit, and the world's financial system was on the verge of collapse. As a result of his efforts and the efforts of Joe Biden against unprecedented, I was there in the Senate, unprecedented Republican obstructionism, we have made enormous progress. But you know what? Last I heard, we lived in a democratic society. Last I heard, a United States senator had the right to disagree with the president, including a president who has done such an extraordinary job. So I have voiced criticisms. You're right, maybe you haven't. I have. But I think to suggest that I have voiced criticism, this blurb that you talk about, you know what the blurb said? Blurb said that the next president of the United States has got to be aggressive in bringing people into the political process. That's what I said. That is what I believe. President Obama and I are friends. As you know, he came to Vermont to campaign for me when he was a senator. I have worked for his reelection, his first election, and his reelection. But I think it is really unfair to suggest that I have not been supportive of the president. I have been a strong ally with him on virtually every issue. Do senators have the right to disagree with the president? Have you ever disagreed with a president?
Senator,
I suspect you may
Senator,
have.
what I am.
Those are disagreements. We just disagree on how to go forward. We disagree on policy. It's not that, you know, when I just explained about the American people aren't stupid. You know, when they see these giant campaign donations, American people are not stupid. Then they see your policy after. Meanwhile, she brought up Barack Obama in that one just as protection for her. So, you know, and Barack's my friend, you know. I campaigned for him. He campaigned for me. That's a business deal. That's not friendship. Tell me more how you're friends. You're actually friends. Why is he working against you if he's your friend? I don't get it. Not even in a sneaky, creepy, behind closed doors with nothing but business suits around. Okay, here's how we stop Bernie Sanders. That's your friend? She's your friend? Biden's your friend? Oh my God. Like 2007, 2008 Mike Gravel would have fucking ate you alive too. Because he pointed at all three of them, because they were all running for president in 2008. They're all standing next to each other, Clinton, Biden, Obama. And he's like, I'm going to fucking murk all of you. I'm glad you're sitting next to each other. I'm going to kill you now. Figuratively speaking. So, yeah. That's the last clip I'm going to play. It's a pretty long video. Hopefully you fuckers don't have ADD. Turn off the channel. But, there it is. This is the elephant in the room. And this is the fucking, what's his name? Frodo throwing the ring in the fire. Whoever did it. I think it might have been his friend. Whoever did it. This is the fucking stake going through Dracula's heart. Dracula's heart. Right? While he's lying in his coffin. This is it. This is the moment. This is what you need to aim for. Right at the fucking heart of Barack Obama. And he's not going to do that. That's the winning strategy. Get rid of Obama. They can't use him as a mask or as protection. Then you just... Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, these are easily clean these people up. Easily. Which is why they know it too. Which is why they pivot to Barack Obama so often. Right? You know, no, me and Barack and the Affordable Care Act, you know, and I was his vice president and, you know, my good friend. And if your response is going to be, you know what, I love Obama, you know that. Come on, I love him, you know that. It's like, you got some great taste in friends, Bernie Sanders. I don't think they're actually friends. I think he just says it to, I don't know, to calm any type of tension or conflict. When it's like, conflict is at your front door, Bernie Sanders. And standing outside with a blowtorch and lighter fluid, like, I'm going to burn this bitch down. And you're just like, but we're friends, so I'm going to turn my back, and I trust you with the blowtorch and the lighting fluid. And that's it for me. Please subscribe if you like, comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think. Should Bernie go fucking Hail Mary mode and just kill everything and say, Barack Obama's brought up, murk him too? That's what I would do. I would have been done that already. I would have been done that already. Right? And I guess you can put that in the realm of Tulsi Gabbard, right? She didn't really say much about Hillary Clinton. But then when Hillary brought her up and tried to smear her, then she's like, well, I'm going to fucking end you right now. And she murked her. Do that to Biden, Obama, Clinton, whoever the fuck's put in front of you. But I don't think he's going to do that. So why am I even making this video? I don't know. Don't forget to donate. Devon's Journey to Recovery. GoFundMe link. Yeah. In the description box. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.